Hola colecionadores. That is Portuguese for hello collectors. And the reason why tried to speak Portuguese today is we're looking at the McLaren Senna, that is named after a legendary race car driver, Ayrton Senna, who happens to be Brazilian. So let's take a look at this model here. This one is by MiniGT. It's number 18, so it's pretty early in their production. I don't know when it was manufactured or when it was released to the public to purchase this model. That I wish they wrote the dates on these things, but they do not. So hopefully, if anyone knows, any veteran collectors, please make a comment. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the box or packaging. I must be one of the last people to review this old diecast here. Okay. That spins around here. Pulled up some facts about this car here. Well, actually, let's talk about Senna. You know, the name itself. He was such a great race car driver. When he raced for McLaren, he raced between 1988 and 93, and in those 5 years, he won 3 driving championships and 4 manufacturers championships. So 4 out of 5 manufacturing championships is why McLaren actually owns the rights to the Senna name. Actually, so they'd have to name a car after him. So this car came out in the real world in 2019, and it has a 4-liter twin turbo V8 there in the back, and it's making around 800 horsepower. It's based off the 720S, and I guess 500 are slated for production, and they're all sold out. So you gotta be super rich to afford this kind of hypercar. Now let's take a look at the actual model here by MiniGT. It's a really attractive orange. Looks similar to photos of the real car. Although the real car seems to have a metallic orange. I think this is... Is it metallic? I'm not seeing it. I feel like it's just a normal orange. I might be mistaken, but I don't see any speckling or anything like that, any shininess to the paint, like reflectivity, so I think it's just a regular orange. Alright, well, let's take a look at this side here. So one interesting thing about this car is these side windows to actually see the interior. You can actually see my finger on the other side, right? So MiniGT did a good job. The plastic's pretty clear. You can see what's going on the other side. So you're looking through 2 pieces of plastic there. And the molding here on the side is quite intricate. And this vent actually goes in a little bit, right? It's not flattened off like some Kyoshos do. I'm going to pull out some Kyoshos and Granny and Partners McLaren so we can compare the quality as well. Okay, so what's going on there? Alright, in the front, yeah, this thing goes in pretty far. So that's pretty good with the metal casting there of the body. It does seem like this is a separate piece. You can see like a tiny gap there, so that's how they pulled it off. It's a multiple piece molding here. Is that metal there? I think this piece is actually plastic. I don't feel any coldness that I do with the front. But that's fine by me. More detail is fine, however it needs to be done in whichever material. Okay, so for you people that love to roll their cars, this one will do it. I think most MiniGTs do. There is a McLaren swoop there on the wheel, on the center lock nut there. Okay, so pretty nice looking wheels, I guess. Some tread on the tires. We know what the car is here, so that's good. Oh, that's my cat, sorry. Some screwed together base plate. Alright, so it looks pretty good on this side too. Let's go around to the front, and we have the rectangular McLaren logo right there. Is it legible? Yes, it is. Right, so there we go. Alright, so let me refocus that. Headlights, plastic, so that's good. Some ribbing in the casting there. It's painted actually a blue. So, okay, so the really deep grille here, and it's textured. Might be hard to see. Maybe you can see that, I'm not sure, but there's a tiny grille texture. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Molded in windshield wiper, and it's painted black. This unfortunately is just flat. It would have been nice to see like a grill or like a radiator fan or something like that. strange, you know, that they would put the texture there but not in a more visible location. Unless maybe it's just open space. Maybe there is no grille there on the real car. Black interior, some molded detail, but not much color. But again, the top glass is really nice here, just like the side glass. There's black printing, but you can see transparent here and transparent over the engine. Is there any detail on that engine? Yeah, some sort of black molding going on in there. It's hard to say. It's really hard to see. The glass is so reflective. Okay. Well, anyways, let's look at the back. So those 3 exhaust tips, the titanium exhaust tips, pretty nicely done. The silver surround, I assume that's metal in the real car, but that's well painted here on this model. These louvers are supposed to have air gaps in them, but I think it's understandable why that would just be solid, especially if it's actually part of the metal casting. You're never going to get a tiny groove in the metal casting. Wing struts there. This active wing on the real car seems to be really well done. It looks nice to me. Really curvaceous, really voluptuous. Alright, so that's good. Okay, so now the rear here. It's weird that there's no badge. I don't see anything like saying McLaren or Senna or anything like that. I don't know on the real car if it has anything, but I do know the real car has like I think a mesh grille there, and there's definitely like a hexagonal grille here, and it's kind of weird that MiniGT didn't replicate that grille texture there when they did it on the front, because again it looks like this is more visible than this one that's so deeply recessed in there. And they also managed to put this here. I don't know what these little cut lines are. I don't know. Maybe those are active aerodynamics or something. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Okay, so sorry, knocking the camera around here. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this model. It's nice. Hold on here. I'm gonna just look at it with the naked eye. Any sort of contaminants in the paint or splotches? Seems like there's something right there. Well, but I'm okay with it. It's not major. I would say it's actually pretty good overall. So again, for the price, it's great. Now these mirrors are rigid, it seems. Unlike most MiniGTs, it seems to be part of this piece here. Maybe this is a plastic piece, so it's understandable. Oh, but that's nice. There actually is silver here in the side mirror, so that's a nice detail. I don't think I've seen that in every MiniGT. So yeah, overall it's a good model. I think it's a good buy if you can find one. It's well worth it. A lot of cool details going on. It's really a unique looking vehicle. I guess I'd have to say it's an ugly vehicle. I don't really like the styling of it, but I like the technical details of it. And look at this vent. Yeah, again, it goes really far in there. But it's blank. It's blanked off. It's painted black in there, but it's blank. There's no texture. Okay, now let's compare it to some other brands here. I did a long video on the Hypercar collection by Granny and Partners. And I'm looking at them again, and they're not very good. So I'll take a look here. These 4 are Granny and Partners. And the main issues are the paint quality here. They just didn't do a good job. First one, this one has metal here, a big chunk of metal. But there's yellow showing through this black. This one, there's orange showing through the black. This one, the black isn't actually covering that red at all, or there. And then this black one has some paint bubbling. There's also paint bubbling here in the front here. So these 4 McLarens by Granny and Partners, they're not worth the prices on eBay that I paid. I would, unless you really love these exact models of McLarens, I don't think they're worth the money. I think they're worth less than $10 each, but good luck finding that on eBay. Now these 3 are nice. These are all Kyoshos. And I don't know if I just lucked out because a lot of old Kyoshos do have paint rash and bubbling, but this iconic car, no problems in the paint. These 2 are new out of boxes, like the display box versions, and they seem to have great paint as well. In particular, this silver one it seems to have like some sort of pearlescence to its clear coat. It picks up some color as I move it around. It's really nice. It's quite impressive for a Kyosho. So let's take a. We know these grannies just aren't. They're not cutting. They're cutting the cheese. They're not making it into the tray of comparison. But the Kyoshos for sure. I'm gonna take out the race car as well. So we were just looking at these other Kyoshos. Now, the paint is nice on all three, I think. I guess if I had to give it, it's this one in particular has a really nice paint job because of the clear coat. But there's no major orange peel from the factory painting process. Tiny bit there, maybe a tiny bit on this thing. But it's fully acceptable, I think, for this price range of a model. Okay, so I guess the only thing here is, does the real car of a Senna have any sort of text? Maybe it doesn't, because where are you going to put it on such a thin thing? But then again, Kyosho, you can see there, this tiny thing here, this tiny little, it says McLaren, some sort of printing indicating it says McLaren. And I think it might be on here, it's just that you can't see it because it's a silver car. I almost think like there's something printed right there. So, I think all three of these are really great. If you love McLaren, I think all three of these are worth purchasing. Okay. Very well, so we'll catch you in the next one.